So the Lakers just got Luka. This is the biggest trade ever. Los Angeles sent Anthony Davis to Dallas, and now Luka's teaming up with LeBron James. That's a nightmare for the rest of the league. A superstar who can do everything offensively, paired with one of the greatest playmakers in basketball history. This isn't just a big trade. This changes everything. Luka's been unbelievable this season. He's putting up over 28 points a game, grabbing more than 8 rebounds, and dishing out almost 8 assists. That's an MVP level stat line. And now, instead of carrying the offense every night, he's got LeBron setting him up. That's terrifying for defenders. Luka's already one of the best isolation scorers in the league. He's averaging over 1 point per possession on isos, tied with Kyrie Irving. That means if he gets the ball one-on-one, he's getting a bucket. No hesitation, no wasted movement. He just picks his spot and scores. And when it's winning time, he's even deadlier. He's got the 4th best net rating in the 4th quarter this season. That means when the game's on the line, he's outscoring opponents at a ridiculous rate. He's at plus 21.2, just behind guys like Shai Alexander and Evan Mobley. That kind of clutch efficiency is exactly what the Lakers needed. Now they've got 2 closers who can take over whenever they want. Luka's ability to fill up the box score is ridiculous. He's already got 3 triple-doubles this season, tied with Alperen Sengun. That puts him in the top 10, with guys like Nikola Jokic, LeBron, and Sabonis ahead of him. But here's the scary part. That was all in Dallas. Now he's in an offense with LeBron, a guy who's already got 10 triple-doubles this season. That's a playmaker who understands Luka's game better than almost anyone he's ever played with. The numbers are only going to go up from here. And let's talk about efficiency. Luka's shooting 46.4% from the field. That's impressive, considering how much he's had to create for himself. He wasn't playing next to another superstar in Dallas. Now, he's got LeBron drawing defenders, and that's going to open up even more easy looks. That's a huge problem for teams trying to slow him down. Then there's his scoring rate. Per 36 minutes, he's averaging 28.4 points. That's good for 5th in the league, behind guys like Giannis, LaMelo, and Jokic. But what happens when he gets even more open shots? More space to operate? Defenders can't just load up on him anymore because LeBron's on the court. That's going to make him even more dangerous. This move isn't just about stats. It's about fit. The Lakers needed another superstar to take pressure off LeBron, and Luka is the perfect guy for it. He can take over an offense, he can dominate late in games, and he makes everyone around him better. This team just became a serious title threat, and it's all because of this trade. But the thing is, when you dig into the advanced numbers, you see just how good this will work out. Let's start with their scoring. Luka's averaging 28.1 points per game, which is more than 98% of players. LeBron's right there too, dropping 23.8 points per game, outscoring 70% of the league. That's a scoring duo that's built to dominate. Luka's effective field goal percentage is 54.4%, while LeBron's is even higher at 56.9%. That means both of them aren't just scoring a lot, they're doing it efficiently. Luka averages 1.1 points per field goal with 6.4 two-pointers made, 3.4 three-pointers made, and over 21 shots per game. LeBron matches that efficiency with 1.1 points per field goal as well, making 7.1 two-pointers and 2.1 threes on 18 attempts per game. Now think about what happens when these two share the floor. Luka's true shooting percentage is 58.7%, which measures how efficient he is with all his scoring attempts, including free throws. LeBron's true shooting percentage is slightly better at 59.7%. Both are elite, sitting above 60% of the league. Luka averages 1.2 points per scoring attempt, and guess what? LeBron does too. That level of efficiency is rare for one player, let alone 2 on the same team. Luka gets to the line a lot, with 6.6 free throw attempts per game, while LeBron averages 4.3. That means defenders can't breathe when they're on the court together. Foul Luka, and he's cashing in at the line. Leave him alone, he'll drain a step-back 3. Shift over to help, now LeBron's got an easy lane to the basket. By the way, if you guys enjoy these deep dives, I'll be posting every day during this season. I genuinely appreciate if you could subscribe. Thanks. Anyways, the duo. Their scoring styles complement each other perfectly. Luka thrives with the ball in his hands, breaking down defenders with ease. LeBron excels at reading the defense, finding gaps, and punishing teams for every mistake. Luka's volume shooting, paired with LeBron's efficiency, creates an offensive system that's almost impossible to stop. When you combine Luka's 28 points with LeBron's 23, that's over 50 points from just 2 players. And that's without considering how their presence opens up opportunities for teammates. Their gravity on the court will give role players wide open looks, and both of them are elite passers who will capitalize on that. The most exciting part is that their advanced numbers are likely to get even better. Luka won't have to carry as heavy of a load which means more efficient scoring opportunities. LeBron will benefit from Luka's playmaking, getting easier buckets than he's had in years. This isn't just a superstar duo, it's a statistical nightmare for every team they face. But let's do the same for their teamwork numbers. Luka's teamwork numbers are absolutely mind-blowing. His mixed teamwork rating ranks higher than 97% of players in the entire league. That's not just good, it's elite. This rating measures how much his presence on the court creates a positive margin for his team compared to other players. And Luka's, sitting near the very top, his offensive rating is an astonishing 120.8, showing just how dominant his team's offense becomes when he's out there. That's the kind of number you'd expect from someone controlling every aspect of the offense, and Luka does exactly that. On the defensive end, his rating is 111.1. While not as dominant as his offense, it's still solid, considering Luka isn't known as a lockdown defender. But here's where it gets really crazy. His net rating is plus 9.8. That means his team outscores opponents by nearly 10 points per 100 possessions when he's on the floor. That's the mark of a superstar who isn't just putting up stats, but actively driving winning basketball. Luka's impact shows up clearly in the plus-minus stats too. His team has a positive plus-minus in 68.2% of games when he plays. That's almost 70% of the time. It means more often than not, his team is winning the battle on the scoreboard when he's out there. And then there's his on-off number, plus 8. That means his team scores 8 more points per 100 possessions when he's on the court compared to when he's sitting. That's a massive swing and proof of how valuable he is in every single game. Now, let's shift to LeBron James. His mixed teamwork rating comes in higher than 39% of players. While that's lower than Luka's, it doesn't tell the whole story. LeBron's offensive rating is 113.3, which is still impressive. It shows that his teams score efficiently when he's running the show, though not at the same jaw-dropping level as Luka's offense this season. On the defensive side, his rating is 116.6, which is a bit of a struggle. That results in a net rating of minus 3.3, meaning his team has been outscored by opponents when he's on the floor this season. LeBron's team has a positive plus-minus in 46.5% of games. That's below 50%, which might seem surprising, but context matters. LeBron often plays with bench-heavy lineups, especially when the team lacks depth. Those lineups can struggle, and that drags down his numbers. His on-off number is minus 3.6, which means the team actually performs slightly better in terms of point differential when he's off the court. But again, that doesn't capture the full picture. LeBron's workload is heavy, and he's often asked to do everything, which isn't always reflected fairly in these stats. Now here's where it gets exciting. Imagine Luka and LeBron together. Luka's massive positive impact will immediately elevate the entire team. His plus 8 on-off rating suggests that the Lakers' offense will explode with him running the show. LeBron won't have to carry the same heavy load, which means he can be more efficient and focus on key moments rather than doing everything for the full game. Luka's offensive brilliance will create easier opportunities for LeBron. Instead of constantly initiating plays, LeBron can play off the ball more, cutting to the basket, spotting up for open shots, and conserving energy for clutch situations. This dynamic will not only boost LeBron's efficiency, but also help extend his career by reducing the physical toll on his body. Defensively, having Luka alongside LeBron means more balance. Luka isn't known for elite defense, but with LeBron's defensive IQ, they can cover each other's weaknesses. Luka's offensive dominance allows LeBron to focus more on being a defensive anchor, especially in crunch time. The synergy between their offensive and defensive roles will create a more cohesive team structure. Their combined presence on the court should flip those net ratings into consistent dominance. Luka's elite offensive rating, paired with LeBron's leadership and experience, will be devastating for opponents. The Lakers will likely see massive improvements in their team efficiency, plus-minus, and overall win percentage. But where it gets insane is when you look at the ball handling numbers. Luka's ball handling numbers are absolutely off the charts, ranking higher than 98% of players in the league. That's not just elite, it's generational. Luka controls the game with such precision that it feels like he's dictating every movement on the court. His ability to handle the ball under pressure, create shots for himself, and most importantly, generate opportunities for his teammates is unmatched. Luka's averaging 7.8 assists per game, placing him above 96% of players. That's not just volume passing, it's elite playmaking. His assist rate, which measures the percentage of teammate field goals he assists while on the floor, is an incredible 33.59%. This means that 1 out of every 3 baskets his team makes when he's on the floor comes directly from his passes. That level of impact is rare, What makes Luka's playmaking even more impressive is how efficiently he handles the ball. He averages 3.4 turnovers per game, which might seem high until you consider how often he's controlling the offense. His turnover percentage is just 9.69%, meaning that out of every 100 plays he's involved in, whether it's scoring attempts or passes that lead to assists, he only turns the ball over about 10 times. That's an incredibly low rate for someone with his usage. Luka's responsible for 24 scoring attempts per game, and he still manages to assist on 19 points per game. That combination of high volume and high efficiency is what makes him so special. Now, let's shift to LeBron James. His ball handling numbers are even more staggering in some areas. He ranks higher than 99% of players in ball handling ability, which is absolutely insane considering the level of competition in the league. LeBron has been the primary ball handler for most of his career. And even now, deep into his career, he's still setting the standard. He's averaging 9 assists per game, and his assist rate is an astronomical 43.53%. That means nearly half of his team's made baskets while he's on the court are because of his passes. That level of influence on the offense is something you rarely see, even from the best point guards in history. LeBron's impact goes beyond just raw assist numbers. He's directly responsible for 21.2 points per game through his passing alone. That's more than 2 points higher than Luka, showing how effective LeBron is at creating high-value scoring opportunities for his teammates. However, with great playmaking comes some risk. LeBron averages 3.8 turnovers per game, with a turnover percentage of 11.58%. While that's slightly higher than Luka's, it's understandable given the aggressive nature of his playmaking and the fact that he often has to force the issue in late game situations or when the offense stalls. LeBron's turnovers are usually the result of trying to make high reward plays, which is a trade-off most teams are happy to accept considering his overall impact. Now here's where things get really exciting. Imagining these two basketball geniuses on the same team. Luka's elite ball handling and playmaking will immediately take a massive load off LeBron's shoulders. For years, LeBron has been the engine of his teams, responsible for creating almost everything on offense. Now, with Luka in the mix, LeBron can shift into a role where he doesn't have to carry that same burden every single night. Luka can initiate the offense, run pick and rolls, and create mismatches, allowing LeBron to play off the ball more, where he's just as deadly. Imagine defenders trying to contain Luka's step-back threes while also worrying about LeBron cutting to the basket or spotting up for an easy jumper. That's an impossible defensive assignment. Their combined assist numbers, 17 assists per game, mean they'll be directly responsible for over 40 points every night, not even counting their own scoring. That's the kind of offensive production that turns a good team into a championship contender. But it's not just about the raw numbers. It's about how their styles complement each other. Luka's playmaking thrives on reading defenses and making quick decisions, while LeBron's passing IQ is off the charts. He sees plays develop before they even happen. Together, they'll be able to exploit every defensive weakness, finding open shooters, cutters, and creating easy opportunities at the rim. Even more exciting is how they'll feed off each other's strengths. Luka's presence will allow LeBron to conserve energy, which is crucial as he continues to play at an elite level deep into his career. LeBron won't have to dominate the ball for 40 minutes a night, which means he can stay fresh for the moments that matter most, late in games and in the playoffs. On the flip side, LeBron's leadership and experience will help Luka continue to grow as a playmaker. LeBron has seen every defense, every scheme, and every adjustment teams can throw at him. That knowledge will be invaluable for Luka as he continues to refine his decision-making and approach to the game. And then we can look at their defensive numbers. Luka's defensive numbers are quietly impressive, often overshadowed by his offensive brilliance, but they speak volumes about his all-around impact. His mixed team defense rating ranks higher than 92% of players across the league, which is an elite mark. This rating evaluates not just his individual defensive skills, but also how much his presence affects the team's overall ability to prevent opponents from scoring. Luka's defensive contributions come from both his instincts and his ability to read the game, which allows him to disrupt plays effectively. Luka averages 2 steals per game, which is an outstanding number, placing him among the league's top perimeter defenders in terms of generating turnovers. This isn't just about poking the ball loose randomly. He's incredibly smart at anticipating passes, jumping into passing lanes, and using his quick hands to snatch the ball away. His defensive awareness is what makes him a constant threat on that end of the floor. Even when he's not getting the steal, his presence alone forces ball handlers to think twice, which disrupts the flow of opposing offenses. When it comes to shot blocking, Luka averages 0.4 blocks per game. While that number might not stand out, especially compared to traditional rim protectors, it's still valuable. He's got the size and timing to contest shots effectively, especially against smaller guards driving to the basket. Luka's ability to position himself correctly allows him to alter shots without necessarily recording a block, which is an underrated part of his defensive skill set. One of Luka's most underrated defensive contributions is his rebounding. He averages 7.6 defensive rebounds per game, which is a huge number for someone who's technically a guard. Defensive rebounding isn't just about jumping high, it's about positioning, reading the ball off the rim, and securing the board in traffic. Luka excels in all these areas. His ability to grab defensive rebounds helps his team close out possessions and limits opponents' second chance opportunities. Plus, his quick decision-making allows him to turn rebounds into fast break opportunities almost instantly, putting pressure back on the defense. Luka's impact on team defense is reflected in the team's defensive efficiency when he's on the floor, which stands at 111.1. This means that his team allows roughly 111 points per 100 possessions, a solid mark that indicates his presence contributes positively to the overall team defense. While he may not be locking down opponents one-on-one like some defensive specialists, his ability to contribute within a team defensive scheme, combined with his knack for timely steals and rebounds, makes him an incredibly valuable defender. Now let's talk about LeBron James, who has long been recognized for his defensive versatility. His mixed team defense rating ranks higher than 67% of players, which is respectable, though not as high as Luka's this season. This rating reflects both his individual defensive ability and how much his presence influences the team's overall defense. LeBron's defensive style has evolved over the years. While he was once a lockdown perimeter defender in his prime, he's now more of a versatile, switchable defender who relies on his basketball IQ and positioning to make an impact. LeBron averages 0.8 steals per game, which might not seem like much compared to Luka's 2 steals, but steals don't tell the whole story. LeBron's defensive impact often comes from his ability to anticipate plays before they happen. His years of experience give him a mental edge, allowing him to disrupt offenses with his positioning and ability to rotate quickly. He may not be gambling for steals as much, but his presence forces opponents to adjust their offensive strategies. In terms of shot blocking, LeBron averages 0.5 blocks per game. That's slightly higher than Luka's number, and it highlights LeBron's ability to provide weak side help and protect the rim when needed. Even at this stage of his career, he's still capable of making spectacular chase down blocks, a trademark move that's become iconic in his defensive repertoire. His ability to recover defensively and contest shots in transition remains one of his most underrated skills. LeBron's defensive rebounding numbers are strong as well, with an average of 6.6 defensive rebounds per game. This shows that he's still heavily involved in cleaning up missed shots and securing possessions for his team. Like Luka, LeBron's rebounding ability isn't just about grabbing boards, it's about positioning, timing, and knowing when to crash the glass. His rebounding also allows him to initiate fast breaks immediately, turning defensive stops into quick scoring opportunities. However, the team's defensive efficiency when LeBron is on the floor is 116.6, which is notably higher than Luka's mark. This suggests that opponents have found more success scoring against LeBron's team compared to Luka's. But it's important to put this in context. LeBron's defensive numbers are often influenced by the defensive schemes he's part of and the personnel around him. When he's surrounded by strong defenders, his impact is more pronounced because he can focus on his strengths, like help defense, rotations, and communication. But when he's carrying a heavy offensive load and playing with weaker defenders, his defensive metrics can take a hit. Now imagine Luka and LeBron playing together on defense. Their skill sets complement each other perfectly. Luka's ability to generate steals and secure defensive rebounds will pair seamlessly with LeBron's versatility and leadership on that end of the floor. Luka can be aggressive on the perimeter, jumping passing lanes and creating turnovers, knowing that LeBron is behind him to provide help defense if needed. Conversely, LeBron's ability to switch onto multiple positions and guard both perimeter players and big men will allow Luka to focus on what he does best, using his instincts to disrupt plays. Their combined defensive IQ is going to be a game changer for the Lakers. Both players excel at reading the game, anticipating offensive movements and making quick decisions. This means they'll be able to communicate effectively, rotate quickly, and cover for each other's weaknesses. Luka's high defensive rebounding numbers mean he'll often be the one securing the board, allowing LeBron to leak out in transition, where he's still one of the most dangerous players in the league. On the flip side, LeBron's leadership on defense is invaluable. He's a vocal presence on the court, constantly directing traffic, calling out screens, and ensuring that everyone is in the right position. This will help Luka grow even more as a defender, learning from one of the best to ever do it. LeBron's ability to organize the defense will allow Luka to focus on being disruptive, knowing that the team's rotations and coverages are solid behind him. Their combined presence will also improve the team's overall defensive efficiency. Luka's aggressive perimeter defense, combined with LeBron's ability to guard multiple positions, will create a more versatile and dynamic defensive unit. The Lakers will be able to switch more effectively, contest shots more consistently, and force more turnovers. Their ability to create fast break opportunities off turnovers and defensive rebounds will also lead to easy transition points, which can swing the momentum of games in an instant. And then I want to look at the rebound. Luka's rebounding numbers are not just impressive, they're exceptional for a player who handles the ball as much as he does. Averaging 8.3 rebounds per game, Luka ranks higher than 82% of all NBA players. That's a remarkable feat, especially considering he plays as a guard-forward hybrid. Rebounding is often dominated by big men, but Luka's instincts, timing, and understanding of positioning allow him to compete with the best. His rebounding is a critical part of his all-around game, showcasing his ability to impact every facet of basketball. Defensively, Luka grabs 7.6 rebounds per game, which highlights his dominance on the defensive glass. His defensive rebound percentage stands at an elite 19.86%, ranking higher than 84% of players. This means nearly 1 out of every 5 available defensive rebounds while he's on the floor ends up in his hands. Luka's size, for his position, combined with his strong frame and sharp anticipation, makes him incredibly effective at securing boards. He knows where to be, how to box out, and how to time his jumps perfectly to snag the rebound before anyone else. While Luka's offensive rebounding numbers aren't as eye-popping, they're still noteworthy. He averages 0.7 offensive rebounds per game, with an offensive rebound percentage of 2.01%. This ranks higher than 25% of players. Luka's role often keeps him on the perimeter, limiting his opportunities to crash the offensive glass. However, when he does go after offensive boards, he uses his high basketball IQ to sneak in at the right moments. He's not the guy who's going to overpower defenders under the basket, but he's the one who'll slip into space unnoticed and grab a key rebound when it matters most. Now, shifting to LeBron James, his rebounding remains elite. Even at this stage of his career, LeBron averages 7.5 rebounds per game, ranking higher than 79% of players. That's an incredible number, especially considering he's in the latter part of his career and still producing at such a high level. His rebounding isn't just about athleticism, it's about effort, positioning, and understanding the flow of the game. LeBron has a knack for being in the right place at the right time, whether it's to secure a defensive rebound or fight for an extra possession on offense. LeBron pulls down 6.6 defensive rebounds per game with a defensive rebound percentage of 18.79%. This ranks higher than 83% of players. While slightly lower than Luka's numbers, it's still elite, especially given LeBron's versatile role. He's often guarding different positions, rotating across the floor, and still manages to be a dominant force on the glass. LeBron's defensive rebounding is critical because it allows him to immediately initiate fast breaks. His ability to grab the board and push the ball up the court without needing an outlet pass makes him a one-man fast break, putting pressure on defenses before they can even set up. Offensively, LeBron averages 0.9 offensive rebounds per game, with an offensive rebound percentage of 2.68%, ranking higher than 34% of players. This is where LeBron's physicality really shines. His strength, combined with his explosiveness, allows him to fight for offensive boards against bigger defenders. He's not afraid to crash the glass, and his ability to secure second-chance opportunities often leads to momentum-changing plays. Whether it's tipping the ball back in, grabbing a board for an easy putback, or kicking it out to an open shooter, LeBron's offensive rebounding is a weapon. Now, let's imagine Luka and LeBron rebounding together. Their combined ability to dominate the glass will give the Lakers a significant advantage in every game. Luka's strength on the defensive boards ensures that the team can quickly end defensive possessions, limiting opponents' second chance points. His quick decision-making after securing a rebound allows the Lakers to transition into offense seamlessly. Luka can either push the ball himself or find LeBron streaking down the court, creating fast break opportunities that are almost impossible to defend. LeBron's offensive rebounding adds another layer of versatility. While Luka focuses on securing defensive rebounds, LeBron can crash the offensive glass with confidence, knowing his team has Luka ready to defend in transition if needed. LeBron's ability to outmuscle defenders for offensive boards creates second chance points, which are invaluable in tight games. His offensive rebounding doesn't just result in extra possessions, it leads to easy baskets, fouls drawn, and demoralized defenders. Defensively, their rebounding partnership will make the Lakers one of the best rebounding teams in the league. Luka's high defensive rebound percentage means he's consistently ending possessions, while LeBron's presence ensures that no loose ball goes uncontested. Together, they'll reduce opponents' offensive rebounding opportunities, limiting second chance points and controlling the tempo of the game. Their rebounding synergy goes beyond just grabbing boards. Luka's ability to secure defensive rebounds allows LeBron to leak out in transition, where he's still one of the most dangerous players in the league. Conversely, when LeBron grabs a defensive rebound, Luka can position himself to receive outlet passes, pushing the pace and creating easy scoring opportunities. This dynamic will enhance the Lakers' transition game, making them even more lethal on fast breaks. On the offensive end, having both Luka and LeBron capable of grabbing rebounds adds versatility to the Lakers' attack. Luka's quick decision-making after securing an offensive board can lead to immediate scoring opportunities, while LeBron's physicality allows him to muscle through defenders for putbacks and n-1 plays. Their rebounding will create mismatches, as opponents will struggle to box out two elite rebounders who can also score and facilitate at a high level. Another key aspect of their rebounding partnership is how it will impact their teammates. With Luka and LeBron handling a significant portion of the rebounding duties, other players can focus more on spacing the floor, cutting, and playing aggressive defense without worrying as much about securing boards. This will allow the Lakers to maintain defensive integrity while maximizing offensive efficiency. Their combined rebounding numbers, over 15 rebounds per game, mean they'll control a significant portion of the glass every night. But it's not just about quantity, it's about quality. Luka's rebounds often lead to fast break opportunities, while LeBron's boards frequently result in second chance points. This dual impact will give the Lakers an edge in both transition offense and half-court sets. But I also want to look at the usage numbers. Luka's usage rate is nothing short of elite, ranking higher than 98% of all NBA players. His usage rate stands at an incredible 32.6%, which means that nearly one-third of all offensive plays for his team conclude with Luka either taking a shot, getting to the free throw line, making an assist, or committing a turnover. This level of involvement showcases how central he is to his team's offense. Luka is the heartbeat of every possession, orchestrating the flow, dictating the tempo, and making decisions that directly impact the outcome of games. What makes this even more impressive is his ability to handle that massive responsibility while maintaining remarkable efficiency. Breaking down Luka's offensive actions, he averages 21.2 field goal attempts per game, which shows just how aggressive and confident he is in creating his own shot. Whether it's from deep beyond the arc or driving into the paint, Luka has the ability to score from virtually anywhere on the court. But he's not just a scorer. His offensive game is multi-dimensional. Luka gets to the free throw line 6.6 times per game, demonstrating his craftiness in drawing fouls and keeping defenders off balance. This ability to consistently get to the line adds another layer to his offensive threat, as it allows him to control the pace of the game and rack up easy points. Luka's playmaking is equally elite. He averages 7.8 assists per game, a testament to his vision and ability to read defenses. Luka doesn't just pass for the sake of moving the ball, he creates high-quality scoring opportunities for his teammates. His passes are precise, often threading the needle through tight windows, setting up teammates for open shots, dunks, and layups. Even with this high offensive load, Luka keeps his turnovers relatively low at 3.4 per game, considering how much he has the ball in his hands. This combination of scoring, facilitating, and low turnover rate is incredibly rare. Luka's involved in 74.6 possessions per game, which is a staggering number that reflects his role as the focal point of the offense. Now let's shift to LeBron James, who continues to defy age and expectations with his dominance. His usage rate stands at 29.9%, ranking higher than 95% of players. Even in the later stages of his career, LeBron remains one of the most influential offensive players in the league. His ability to impact the game as both a scorer and a facilitator is unparalleled. LeBron averages 18 field goal attempts per game, showcasing his scoring prowess. He's incredibly efficient, using his strength, speed, and basketball IQ to get to his spots on the floor and convert at a high rate. LeBron also gets to the free throw line 4.3 times per game, using his physicality to draw contact and finish through defenders. His ability to absorb contact and still make plays is one of the reasons he's been so durable and effective throughout his career. But what truly sets LeBron apart is his playmaking. He averages 9 assists per game, highlighting his role as the primary facilitator for the Lakers. LeBron's court vision is legendary. He sees plays develop before they even happen, finding open teammates with pinpoint passes that create easy scoring opportunities. LeBron's turnovers sit at 3.8 per game, slightly higher than Luka's, but that's expected given his aggressive playmaking style and the fact that he often handles the ball in high-pressure situations. He's involved in 71.3 possessions per game, which is an incredibly high number, reflecting his constant presence in the Lakers' offensive schemes. LeBron's ability to control the game's tempo, make the right reads, and execute under pressure is what makes him one of the greatest players of all time. Now, imagine Luka and LeBron sharing the floor together. Their combined usage will create an offensive dynamic unlike anything we've seen before. Luka's high usage rate will allow LeBron to conserve energy, as Luka can take on the bulk of the playmaking responsibilities. This means LeBron can pick his spots more efficiently, focusing on attacking mismatches, exploiting defensive gaps, and maximizing his scoring opportunities. Luka's ability to control the pace and run the offense will take a lot of pressure off LeBron, allowing him to be even more effective in clutch situations. At the same time, LeBron's presence will make Luka's life easier. Defenses won't be able to load up on Luka like they did in Dallas, because they'll have to respect LeBron's scoring and playmaking abilities. This will create more open looks for Luka and reduce the number of double teams he faces. Luka will be able to play more off the ball, finding easier scoring opportunities while LeBron orchestrates the offense. This dynamic will not only keep both players fresh throughout the season, but also make the Lakers' offense incredibly versatile and unpredictable. Their combined usage rates, over 60%, mean that the majority of offensive plays will involve one of them making a decisive action. But this isn't a bad thing. It's a strategic advantage. Both Luka and LeBron excel at making quick decisions, reading defenses, and creating high-quality scoring opportunities. Their ability to share the load will keep the offense flowing smoothly, even when one of them is having an off night. The beauty of their partnership is that they can seamlessly switch roles, depending on the game's flow, the opponent's defensive scheme, or the situation's demands. Another key factor is how their usage impacts their teammates. With Luka and LeBron handling most of the offensive responsibilities, role players can focus on what they do best, whether that's spotting up for open threes, cutting to the basket, or playing aggressive defense. This will lead to higher efficiency for the entire team, as players will get cleaner looks and won't be forced into difficult situations. The floor spacing, created by having two high-usage, high-IQ players, will open up lanes for cutters and shooters, making the Lakers' offense even more dynamic. Defenses will be in a constant dilemma. Do they focus on stopping Luka's playmaking and scoring, or do they collapse on LeBron's drives and passing lanes? Either choice leaves them vulnerable. Luka's ability to operate in pick-and-roll situations will be even more dangerous with LeBron as the roll man or spacer. Conversely, LeBron's downhill attacks will force defenses to collapse, leaving Luka wide open on the perimeter, where he's deadly with his step-back jumper. Their combined basketball IQ will also allow them to adjust their usage dynamically within games. If Luka is having a hot shooting night, LeBron can shift into more of a facilitator role, setting Luka up for open looks. If defenses are keying in on Luka, LeBron can take over as the primary scorer, attacking mismatches and exploiting weak defenders. This flexibility makes them nearly impossible to defend over the course of a full game or a playoff series. In clutch situations, having two players with such high usage rates and proven track records is invaluable. Luka has already shown he's one of the most clutch players in the league, capable of hitting game winners and making big plays under pressure. LeBron's clutch resume speaks for itself, with countless iconic moments throughout his career. Together, they'll form one of the most dangerous late-game duos in NBA history. Their ability to create their own shot, facilitate for others, and stay composed under pressure will give the Lakers a significant advantage in close games. Their ability to manage high usage rates while maintaining efficiency will be key to the Lakers' success. Luka's offensive creativity and LeBron's versatility will ensure that the offense never becomes stagnant. They'll be able to adapt to different defensive schemes, exploit mismatches, and create scoring opportunities from anywhere on the court. The synergy between their skill sets will allow the Lakers to run a variety of offensive sets, from pick and rolls to isolation plays to fast breaks, all with equal effectiveness. Overall though, this duo will be elite. Luka and LeBron James are poised to become one of the greatest duos in NBA history. When you look at their individual greatness, Luka's elite scoring, playmaking, and rebounding, combined with LeBron's unmatched versatility, leadership, and basketball IQ, it's hard not to get excited about what they'll achieve together. This isn't just about pairing two superstars, it's about creating a dynamic partnership that complements each other's strengths and covers each other's weaknesses in ways we rarely see in basketball. Offensively, they're a nightmare for any defense. Luka's ability to control the pace, break down defenders with ease, and create for his teammates is already at an MVP level. Now add LeBron, one of the smartest and most efficient offensive players ever, and the Lakers have an unstoppable force. Luka's shooting, step-back threes, and precision passing will open up the floor, while LeBron's strength, slashing ability, and court vision will create constant mismatches. Defenders can't afford to double one without leaving the other wide open, and that's a problem no team can consistently solve. Their combined scoring, passing, and decision-making will ensure the Lakers have one of the most potent offenses in the league, capable of adapting to any situation, whether it's a fast-paced game or a half-court grind. But it's not just the offense that makes this duo special. Defensively, they bring a unique combination of size, strength, and basketball intelligence. Luka's underrated defensive instincts and rebounding will help anchor the perimeter, while LeBron's ability to guard multiple positions, protect the rim, and organize the team. Defense adds another layer of security. They might not be the flashiest defenders, but their ability to make timely stops, rotate effectively, and communicate on the floor will elevate the Lakers' team defense. Their rebounding dominance will limit opponents' second chance opportunities and fuel the fast break, where both players thrive in transition. What truly sets this duo apart, though, is their basketball IQ. Luka plays like a seasoned veteran, despite his young age, reading defenses, exploiting mismatches, and making smart decisions under pressure. LeBron's basketball IQ is legendary. He's like a coach on the floor, always 2 steps ahead of the opposition. Together, they'll dissect defenses with ease, adjusting their strategies on the fly and finding new ways to dominate every game. Their ability to outthink opponents will be just as valuable as their physical skills. Leadership is another key factor that makes this duo great. LeBron has been the face of the NBA for over a decade, leading teams to championships and mentoring young stars along the way. His experience, work ethic, and leadership will be invaluable for Luka as he continues to grow into one of the league's top players. Luka's competitive fire, confidence, and fearless approach to big moments will inspire LeBron to keep pushing the limits, even in the twilight of his career. They'll feed off each other's energy, holding each other accountable, and setting the tone for the entire team. Their chemistry will develop quickly because they share a similar approach to the game. Both are unselfish, team-first players who make everyone around them better. Luka's playmaking will create easy looks for LeBron, while LeBron's gravity will give Luka more space to operate. They'll thrive in the pick and roll, with Luka as the ball handler and LeBron as the roll man or spot-up shooter. Their ability to switch roles seamlessly will keep defenses guessing and open up endless possibilities for the Lakers' offense. The impact of this duo extends beyond the stats. They'll bring a winning mentality to the Lakers, creating a culture of excellence, accountability, and championship aspirations. Luka's hunger for success and LeBron's championship pedigree will set the standard for the entire roster. Role players will benefit from their leadership, finding confidence in defined roles and thriving in the opportunities created by their superstar teammates. In clutch moments, having both Luka and LeBron on the floor will be the ultimate advantage. Luka's proven ability to hit big shots under pressure and LeBron's history of delivering in the biggest moments mean the Lakers will always have a reliable option when the game is on the line. Whether it's Luka hitting a step-back three or LeBron driving to the rim for a game-winning layup, this duo will deliver when it matters most. Their presence will also elevate the NBA as a whole, creating must-watch games every night. Fans will tune in to see how they dominate, how they make the impossible look easy, and how they redefine what it means to be a superstar duo. Their highlights will fill social media feeds, their performances will spark debates, and their success will inspire the next generation of basketball players. Ultimately, Luka and LeBron James are more than just a duo. They're a perfect basketball partnership. They bring out the best in each other, complement each other's games, and share the same competitive spirit that drives champions. Together, they'll create unforgettable moments, break records, and chase championships. Their journey will be a story of greatness, proving that when two of the most talented players in the world come together with a common goal, the results can be legendary. The Lakers have struck gold with this pairing. Luka's rise to superstardom and LeBron's sustained excellence will intertwine, creating a new chapter in NBA history. This isn't just about the here and now. It's about building a legacy that will be remembered long after their playing days are over. They're not just playing for wins, they're playing to be remembered as one of the greatest duos to ever step on the court. And with their talent, drive, and basketball brilliance, they're well on their way to achieving exactly that. If you guys enjoyed this, I'll be posting every day during this season. I genuinely appreciate if you could subscribe. Thanks for watching.